What kind of person would want to put up with many hours of coursework? Who would do that same amount of workload in settings that could only be better? Are there even any kind of prospects after school for a field that demands a powerful work ethic? As evidenced by their working towards a 5-year degree, architecture students at NJIT may have answers that will prove to be useful.
Adam Minnesota. I'm a fifth-year architecture student here at NJIT.
I'm Colin McDonald, and I'm a fifth-year architecture student.
So, what are your fears about leaving college and having to go into the field of architecture and finding a job?
It's kind of it's not a great feeling to know that a lot of the big name architectural firms, such as Frank Gehry, is probably one of the most famous architects in America. Even his office prior to the recession had 200 people in it. Now they're down to numbers around 60, even 50 people nowadays. And to the point where a lot of these big name architecture firms are also leaving the United States. So, the fear of getting an architectural job is quite there and quite strong right now.
I'm a little scared. Jobs are hard to come by right now, so hopefully I can get my friends that graduated already to kind of help me get a job somewhere.
How do you feel watching all the kids your freshman year coming in with you and then one by one dropping out?
A lot of them can't handle the pressure. That's really what it comes down to, and that there's a huge amount of workload, and that I guess pretty much the strongest survive. Not to sound too, I don't know what's the word, not to sound too grim about it, but a lot of times it's just they can't handle the pressure of having constant assignments due every other day. And of course, as you go on, it only gets harder and harder.
What made you different from them? What made you stick with it?
I guess just passion. You have to be pretty dedicated to this. It's not something that you just have to do. It's something that you want. And I think a lot of people don't do that. I've had friends drop out on their last semester. So.
For one thing, my mother's an architect, so that motivation has always been there. But also in terms of the fact that I kind of did well in my 4 years here and up until this point. So I think just trying to strive and push myself to the next level is really the reason why I kind of stuck with it.
Do you think NJIT prepared you for leaving this school and going into the world of architecture?
I think so, based on the work ethic that they set up real early, really quickly with you. So because of the fact that I feel like I can handle a pretty big workload, I feel like I'm ready for the real world, as they say.
In some ways, yeah, it gives you a good work ethic, but I don't think we know nearly enough buildings, like actually making the building wise. So I think we're a little behind on that. But I think it's hard to teach that because there's just so much you need to know. So.
What are you excited about once you leave these doors?
Mainly to work in a successful design firm and to really just start to expand my horizon on architecture as a whole.
Just to actually see designs being built. And then that'll be pretty cool.
All right. I just wanted to first one over.